it plateaued.
Yeah.
So, but we're trying to get more and more participants, and a younger crowd to start maybe taking some leads on it, because as I'm getting older and Kelly's getting older.
Yeah.
Well, I shouldn't say Kelly's getting older. She's been in chair for a bunch of years too, like I was before.
Mm-hmm.
And it takes a lot of time. And when you got she's dealing with some family stuff, I'm dealing with family stuff, plus the business, plus everything else. It's really taxing on our time. So hopefully we can recruit some younger people that with some more energy, some new energy, new ideas. Because I've been doing it for 20 years, and almost 20 years, and I think it's time for a change.
Good.
So,
all right.
And not that I don't want to be involved anymore, and I'll stay involved, but at a lesser level.
Yeah, you're doing a lot of other stuff too.
Yeah. No, I won't give up Toys for Tots.
That's right. If you need Fred, you just call him right here.
Yeah.
On Thursdays, he can go. He can't get out of the studio. We got the deadbolt, and he can't get out.
Yeah.
215-949-3232. Those who want to test this out here on our phone skills.
Yeah. So, as you can tell, man.
Yeah.
This morning I woke up and went out to feed my fish, and man, I was like, holy crap!
Yeah.
Is it humid out here?
It is. It felt
sticky. And,
you could just get a workout combing your hair today.
Oh, yeah.
It's one of those kind of things where. But I'll take this over the
cold. Yes.
When you're driving down New Falls Road and you see 3 degrees on the bank. I forget. I have no interest in participating after that.
No, I'll take this. But while we're talking about that, we'll segue right into our how to protect your car and get through hot summer weather and stuff like that. What to look for, or if it's something that you can't do, just stop in at Fletcher's Garage and we'll take a look at it for you.
Is one season worse than another, or it just has a different set of problems? Winter is worse.
Yeah, everything's cold and the metal gets harder. And it's like more likely, it's just it's just not good. Plus, I hate the winter, so maybe there's a little personal thing there too. But
absolutely.
But I mean, like we'll start with batteries. Like I say, in the wintertime, when the water that's in the batteries, hard acid, but usually it's distilled water. It'll if it gets down to a certain point, it'll freeze.
Ooh.
If it doesn't have enough electrolytes, as it gets weaker, and then what'll happen is there's plates inside there, lead plates. It'll shrink because again it's cold.
Yes.
So,
all right, Perry
I was in
Mason.
the pool.
All right, Perry Mason.
So the plates will touch and it discharges the batteries.
That's number one. Okay.
But in the summertime, it's the other way where you get a hot boiling and evaporation. That'll do this. It won't let the lead plates touch, but it'll let the water go down to a level where you're not maintaining the charge. So you got to keep an eye on the battery. A lot of them are sealed anyway, but there are still some out there. And actually, I've been seeing some more come out where they're serviceable, where you add the acid or the distilled water to.
Yeah, because we have the cold weather things with the batteries. Is you could just one day just go out and there's no juice at all. It's either somehow poof, it's gone.
Well, that's what happens when the lead plates touch. They create a force, and it just discharges everything right on the spot.
It's not coming back.
Yeah, in the summertime you'll get more of a drag. You know, it'll give you a little bit more of a warning.
You get a little reprieve in the summer, and the winter's rather cruel.
Oh yeah.
But you can't bring that thing back to life, can you, Fred? Once it's done, it's done.
Be able to put them on a trickle charge and have to leave it there for overnight or something, but. Or some length of time, but it's not really working out this year.
If you used to have the battery angst, you used to have that little charging station there. You put what the juice was, and if it gets around 20%, then you're about done.
Oh, anything under 50, I start recommending. Under 50%. And again, nowadays, it used to be the battery was there to start the car, maybe run a couple of accessories. I think nowadays the battery runs everything. Is in the system where it runs everything through your charging system. Everything runs through the battery.
Yeah, I think I had a battery problem. I said, well, it's like a 20%. And he said, well, you only got a couple of starts left. The over/under might be 3.
Yeah.
And I think you better start moving it. So, all right, fine. All right. Nothing worse than there's a dead battery and there's nothing you can do about it.
No, you got to get a new battery.
That's a AAA repair there.
Yeah, you can call AAA. They come out and replace your battery, not for free.
No.
The labor's free. Yeah. But the battery is usually about. Depending on the battery, there's a big range. Yeah. I'm going to say the ones that I stock are probably hanging around 160 to 170. a battery.
Based on everything else, it's almost, I don't say a steal, but it's pretty steady.
If you break it down and they last 4 or 5 years, I mean, over $170 divided by 4.
And tires have done okay too.
Yeah.
Even this, I mean, if you could put 4 on there and get out of there with $800. I mean, that's not bad. I mean, it's 750, 800 now.
I mean,
right?
if you can get a few years out of them, or how many miles out of them, say you get 40, 50,000 miles out of it on $1,000 worth of tires, you're doing okay.
Yeah, just don't go over the curb on the way out.
I've had a couple of those this week too. While we're also talking about tires, in the summertime, keep your tires set at the prescribed PSI. If you look on your door jamb, if it's not there, give me a call.
We're all guilty of trying to inflate to see we can try to game the system a little bit.
Yeah, trying to pick up 4 extra pounds and get another half a mile per gallon. But it's really not worth it, because I've had some people want. They say, well, the tire says maximum, so I put 44 in there. No, that 44 becomes 60 in a hot day.
Yeah.
Or 65 becomes 90. I mean, it goes up exponentially.
And the oil too. Pretty soon, why is it at the top? It's called viscosity.
Viscosity.
Yes, that was an engineering term there.
Big word for today.
Yeah, so it was everything.
It has nothing to do with tires. But
No, the oil. But the oil, all of a sudden, how come there's so much in there? That's because it's warmed up, right?
You don't get too much with the synthetics anymore.
No.
The old ones you used to be able to do. We used to get back in the old days a lot of with the carburetors flooding, running rich and stuff. And you'd be like, how come I got an extra 2 quarts of oil in here? That's not oil, that's gas. It just ran down into your.
You gave me a bonus while I was looking. Thank you so much, Fred.
And now you're going to have a spun bearing. You're the big winner.
That's right. You got a big winner. Just don't tell Mike. He'll call back.
Keep an eye on your battery. Have us tested. We have the AAA tester there. It's free. Come by. We'll let you know if it's anywhere under 50-40%. I'm going to recommend to you the life. The 40-50% of life left. I'm going to recommend it to you, but I'm not going to twist your arm. I'll never twist your arm for anything. And also what you get a lot now too, usually mostly in the winter, but you also see it now too, is corrosion on the batteries. Nissans are really,
around the
really
terminals
big.
there.
Yeah,
a little deposit or something.
Yeah.
Right?
Now if you open up your hood and you see a bright blue chia pet growing on your battery, that's a problem.
So, that is a big problem.
And we see a lot of those. It looks like a big,
like foam or something, like crazy foam or something.
Yeah, it's this big, nasty bluish green color. That's what happens there is it's getting a lot of resistance through there, and the acid and stuff. You're getting the gases on there coming out of the battery because it happens around the terminal where they make them. You'll get a lot of that, and what happens is it creates such a resistance that it'll take the life out of your battery, or keep you from your alternator from charging the battery up normally. So that'll overwork the alternator and also take out that, take out your alternator. It could potentially take it. So keep it out. Keep it clean.
You could lose your acid.
Lose your acid.
So watch yourself out there for that.
So if your alternator's overworking, and they're costly. I mean, they're probably starting around $350, and depending on.
There's a big one.
That's the one that keeps everything charged, and you need an alternator.
You do. I mean,
it's not like an optional AC compressor.
Oh.
No, you need an alternator and you need to keep the battery terminals clear so they can, free flow and charge without all that resistance in there and making the alternator overwork. So definitely keep it in there. And it's easy enough to see. You open the hood, you'll see some deposits around there. You'll see some gunk, but.
Used to have the terminal. Used to be able to clean the terminals there every once in a while, because sometimes you would have maybe a bad connection because of that.
Yeah, we used to be able to take them off. Nowadays, if you take them off, you lose all your memory and and then you got to reprogram a bunch of stuff.
Why do they mess things up?
I know. I'm telling you.
Yeah.
So it was a good thing going. And
we thought so. Yeah.
Then they went and added stuff to cars.
They did.
But what you can do is like mix some baking soda and water and just mix it up and splash it on there. Be careful. So I shouldn't say splash it on there. Put it on there, brush it around a little bit, keep it clean, hit it with a wire brush, and that'll go a long, long way of saving your battery on all day.
Where you could almost like polish them off there.
Yeah,
and just,
we used to do it all the time.
Mechanics all the time, and then back there, and maybe would somehow you'd be able to jump it back or whatever.
Yeah.
Get one of those.
Yeah.
'Cause, well, that's not. You just got maybe a little corrosion here.
Yep.
So let's try it now. Okay.
Post cleaners and all the
Post cleaners. That was it. Yeah.
Yep. You can just be able to shave the post down and then crank it down when they were made out of lead. A lot of them are made out of steel nowadays, so you don't get to shave them down, and
No.
shouldn't have to.
Yeah.
But another good thing is a lot of the manufacturers got away from the side post battery terminals because they were brutal, especially General Motors in the late 80s, early 90s. They had the two cables coming up, and they would corrode in between. They had a plastic cover over them. We used to have to cut the plastic cover off just to get to them. It was a mess.
I had an Audi that had where the battery was under the back seat.
Yeah, well, they still have those cars.
And you had to fill it with terminal with water to make sure the
still water.
Yeah.
Yep.
I don't know what I was thinking about when I got that thing, but
well, they put the batteries in some really crazy spots. I mean, I had a Chrysler Concorde 2000, and the battery was inside the fender, where you had to pretty much take the fender off to get to it. And it was like, well, that's not a free installation because that's going to take you 2 hours almost to get to it.
It did confuse the car thieves quite a bit. When you Audi. Where? Oh, they used to be stealing, but no, not happening.
There's some Jeeps are under the seats still, and some GMs, like I think the Acadias are under.
That's a rough ride with the bladder, though, isn't it? Back in the day, though. Ooh, man.
Yeah, they put them under the floor there. Jeeps. I think. Well, Sean Landetta had one that had a Jeep that was in the floor, and it used to corrode all the time because it was just water would just.
It was just it was a constant point of attack, though.
Yes, constant. Yeah. So they did away with it, put it in the back seat instead of the front seat.
Oh, that's Sean Lane. He's a wild man.
Well, now he's got a Lincoln, so.
Yeah, he wised up there.
He's good to go.
Hey, 215-949-3232, whatever is on your mind about your car repairs, what's hot, what's not.
Any questions about the upcoming hot weather coming up? What you can look for?
Oh, baby. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, transmission fluid too. Keep an eye on that. A lot of cars don't have dipsticks anymore, so you do have to come into me or wherever you go, preferably me, to have us even check it because there's you got to pull the plug off the side. Sometimes stick your finger in the hole, see if there's fluid in there.
Yeah.
And
have you ever played the?
Sometimes there's a sight glass.
Yeah. With Sam's friends when they were small, I would play I'd fake like I was turning us. I better check the fluid in there, and they even reminded me of that. But my mother said, if you start fooling around, it's going to happen to you.
Yeah.
It's going to, and you're going to get transmission or whatever. You can mess around.
Don't mess around, Jim.
That's what's karma.
Especially
called, right?
If you have a front-wheel drive car, keep an eye on the power steering fluid, because. Over time, if you don't get it flushed or whatever, all those deposits from inside the rack and pinion in the pump will build up in there, and it'll just start wearing the gears out in the rack, and that'll give you. Mostly it was in the 90s. You still see it now and then. We have them bind up. We used to call it morning sickness when you first get in there, and it would turn, and then all of a sudden it would free up and be okay for a while.
Oh, I remember all of a sudden with the power steering fluid, it was great. You could turn the car with 2 fingers, and all of a sudden you needed to be Arnold Schwarzenegger to get the car around the corner.
Well, the thing is, when it's working, it's great. When it's not working, it's worse than a regular manual steering. Right. Now you're fighting all the stuff that's supposed to be working. It's not.
Yeah.
So that's what happens with the power steering racks. The ring and pinion, or the rack and pinion in there, the gears will wear, and then they start binding up. So if you keep your fluid changed, it's not expensive to do.
Yeah.
On most cars. So get it done. Keep that fresh fluid in there because the rack and pinions are costing like $1,000 now. It's like nuts. So, and just little things. Brake fluid flushes. Don't follow the dealer. I've had so many people come in the last few weeks with like 18,000 miles on their car, and the dealerships are telling them to get their brake fluid flushed. I'm like, you don't need that till at least 50,000. To me, it's a money grab. Yeah. It's
kind of a save your butt kind of thing there.
Yeah. I mean, there are some things
we warn you.
Yeah. There's some things that I definitely would like to do, maintenance wise, but if it's not ready for it, I'm not going to sell it to you. So just to sell it to you.
Good idea.
Yeah, we see a lot of those cars coming in with people like, I just left the dealership and they tell me I need like $3,000 worth of stuff, and it turns out they don't need. They need $100 worth of stuff.
Well, we're still on that stuff again.
Yeah, it happens all the time. I don't think it'll ever stop. Wish it would.
Yeah, I got one of those. Well, I just went in just to get a key fob, and they said, you were just checking your brakes. I said, why? I didn't authorize any of that.
Yeah.
Oh no, it just says service. Got some damage here.
Yeah, I had a friend of mine, another person I went to school with she came in last Saturday. That was at a dealership in Delaware, and they tried to sell her the bill of goods, and she didn't need. It was like $2,400, if I remember. Yeah. $2,400. And I'm like, Wendy, you don't need this stuff. Yeah. Trust me. Yeah,
just put the old Bill Simpson on there. BS. Refer that to me there.
Yeah. I mean, if you need it, you need it. I'll tell you need it.
Oh.
And she had 22,000 miles on the car. They give her this.
How do they do it with a straight face? That's what I'm almost amazed.
They talked themselves into doing it, I guess. And you believe enough BS, you're gonna. Yeah.
But somebody gets one of those and goes out the door and starts badmouthing. You probably lost a couple of customers by doing that.
Well, that's why these big chains and stuff like that have big turnovers.
Yeah,
because there's only,
you know what happened to me over at the at the Kia place?
Service writer over at S&S, whatever.
What a jerk!
But they tried to get me for this, and then that service writer's there for maybe a year, 2 tops. I don't know too many places where the service writer's there for any length of time. One, they get the reputation and nobody comes back, and their numbers go down and they get fired, and then they get another person in there and just recycle it. 2, a lot of the guys, maybe their conscience finally catches up to them and they quit.
Or you get out of town.
Yeah. So, but that's the way the business model is with a lot of the big dealers, and I sound like I'm slamming them, and I kind of am, but...
well, they don't think maybe that customers will just say, oh, well, everybody does it, but no, they don't, and they get some customers who are gonna take you to the mat on this stuff.
Yeah,
they're very, very determined to say, listen, I'm not dealing with this stuff anymore. And if I got to take the whole place down with me, I will.
Some people do that. I mean, and
I can't say I blame them.
No, if you get, if it's that out there, do it. The same as me. If you think I'm doing you wrong, hey. But
that would be tough to. That would be
tough. I've had a couple people try to do that to me and slam me on Facebook, and then.
There was 4 out of 4,009. Yeah, but the 400,009 compliments that came through. Oh, well, that doesn't mean anything. So it's 4 So it's 4 trash talkers.
Right. I'm not everybody's cup of tea. So, but don't lie about what you did or didn't get it.
That's right. If you want Fred, you can call him right now on the phone. He can't get out of the studio until it's time.
Yeah, you want to complain to me? You got me.
215-949-3232, whatever is on your mind. But talking about the tips, and hey, it could save you a lot of money in the long run.
Yeah.
Just a little goes a long way.
Yeah, I mean, cooling system is probably one of the biggest things with the antifreeze.
You lose your cool.
Yeah, lose your cool. It actually affects your air conditioner too if your cooling system's not working right.
You know what?
That all works hand in hand.
You have a great car and everything else, and then there's no Freon in there. It's you're driving with your head kind of like I got the windows going, and that's man. Yeah,
it's funny because when we first started, air conditioning was a serious luxury, and if it didn't work, everybody was kind of like, I drove 30 years. This was back in the 80s, 90s. I drove 30 years without it before. I'll be okay now. But now it's like, if there's no air conditioning, people are on your front door with torches and pitchforks.
Yeah, and you know what? With the days of no air conditioning, you made sure in a summer day that you put a towel up, on the. Behind you. Otherwise, the car seat index will act up, cold and warm.
Right. Yeah. That's if you have. If you don't have one, I used to think they were ridiculous. Yeah. But now I have one. Yeah. There's the big sunshades you put in the windshield.
Yeah. Oh man.
They are fantastic.
Fantastic. Yeah. With the sunshades, and you never thought about the glare and how much it generates now.
Yeah.
Back in the day,
it gets magnified by a lot of these windshields because they're designed different, and but
That is an interesting point. You are designed different. So they be able to retains more heat then, right? And cold too.
Yeah, I mean, their windshields are designed to reflect some of it and let some of it through. But yeah, there is a magnification in there.
The car seat index that gets you every time. In the wintertime, your shirt rides up, and then all of a sudden you hit that spec. That's a cold. The car seat index.
Yeah, that's what. That's why I put that meme up there this morning about with the sunshade.
Yeah.
Because I mostly had cloth seats, and it's a little different with the cloth seat. But now I have leather seats.
Yeah.
And
that heats them up.
But the old vinyl seats back in the '70s, baby, they would get hot.
Yeah. I love the '70s.
They were hot and ugly.
Yes, they were.
And they were bright green.
Yes, there was earth tones in those days, right? It was kind of like.
Except for AMC, which was like a rainbow.
Yeah, it was looking like the the Archies or something. It's that Saturday morning cartoon there.
Yeah, Scooby-Doo with his magical mystery.
That's right. Over here, I got the sunshades over here.
But you got to have the. I highly recommend getting a sunshade.
As we wrap up, we're going to be transferring into the Need for Speed here a little bit there. So
we stepping on the gas a little bit.
The tips for the summertime, this used to be, the old days better get that radiator and baby, you better. You want to still keep an eye on your radiator fluid, but you don't get the deposits. Don't say radiator, please. No, I don't want to hear. Did somebody say radiator?
Radiator?
No? Yeah, radiator.
Radiator. I don't know. Call it what you want.
Okay.
That big thing that goes bad in the front.
Yeah.
You want to make sure that that's all up and good. Like I said, you don't get the deposits like we used to get with the oxidation. You used to get that white stuff on the inside of the radiator, and but that was all deposits from the coolants that were designed back then. They're different nowadays.
Yeah.
So you don't get that. Plus you have aluminum. Most of them are aluminum. Back in the day they were brass. Nowadays they're aluminum and plastic, and so that dissipates the heat a little differently than the old brass ones. So you don't get that. But make sure your coolant's up to snuff. I heard somebody wrote there every 15, 20,000 change your coolant. No, you don't need to do it that often.
Okay.
And just keep having it tested, keep an eye on it. I would say probably every 4 or 5 years.
Wow, that's good.
Yeah, with the redesign of the coolants that you have nowadays.
Try to keep check. 1 year, 2 months, 3 months, 3 weeks, 2 weeks, 9 weeks. I mean.
Yeah, now you got with the coolant.
Yeah.
Say it's good to minus 200, minus 40.
Yeah. For all you
on the upsale,
our listeners up in Nome will appreciate that one.
On the boil point, also is congruent with the freezing point.
Right.
So if you got a less of a freezing point, you're going to have less of a boiling point. So if say it's good to 0, your boiling point is going to be 212. And it's going to overheat. Most cars run at 210.
Thank you, Mr. Fahrenheit. He's right on top of it there.
I converted to Celsius, but I don't know.
Centigrade.
I don't know.
Yeah, that's good. 100.
There's a big C next to that, so check it out.
Check it out. That's right. There's a few things you could do. That's not a bad idea to have one of those check systems too, just to make sure, because you can't. It's tough to remember everything. Oh, I was gonna, and I got sidetracked with something.
You go with the owner's manual, but nobody really looks in those.
Except that it's really wrong. Oh, they're supposed to do this. Oh.
Oh yeah, wait a minute.
Oh, right. That's not good.
Yeah, my wiper's not working. It must be a fuse.
The fuse was always. Oh, did I get a call there?
Oh, you're getting a call on the hotline.
I got from Walgreens. Okay, that's
there you go.
Yeah, that's all right. It's good enough. Hey, we just almost out of time there, but hey, how's it with the state inspections and emissions still cranking?
Yep. We were down for a week. The state had messed up the paperwork on the emissions machine. So
beautiful. Everybody's batting 1,000.
We finally got it back up yesterday. I was like, God, I was yelling at the state. I'm like, you guys screwed this up. Why do I have to wait a week?
Right. Now, yeah. You messed up and I got to wait a week.
Yeah.
Anyway.
So now I got like 30 extra, probably more than that, extra to do.
Well, we can wait no longer. The Need for Speed. We're going to transition shift.
Let's accelerate.
In only moments.
Fletcher is back to Fairless Hills at the corner of Hood and South Olds Boulevard in Fairless Hills. Fred will be offering local hometown auto service and repairs, even offering pickup and delivery, state inspection and emission. Fletcher's Garage is a full-service AAA facility. Call 215-295-4931. That's 215-295-4931, or visit Fletcher'sGarage.com. And remember that phone number again. It's 215-295-4931.
Not all chiropractors are alike. For 25 years, Sage Chiropractic in Newtown has been offering care as unique as their patients. Real solutions in a safe and affordable environment. If you're tired of masking your problems, they focus on having your body work smarter, not harder. They'll answer all of your questions and use modern and gentle techniques specific for your body. They provide chiropractic care for the whole family, pre- and postnatal care, from newborns to seniors and elite athletes. For more information and to make an appointment, visit sagechiropractic.com. That's sagechiropractic.com, 123 Sycamore Street, Newtown. Call 215-497-0700.
Good morning, race fans, and welcome to Yardley, Pennsylvania.
All that calming going on down there, though. Man, oh man. Anyway, feel the need for speed. We're going to shift.
I feel the need for speed.
We are two shifty guys out there. We are two wild and crazy shifty guys for yet another week where there's a lot of things going on in a lot of right after the Indy 500, things really start cooking there, right?
Yeah. I didn't follow the FS1, but I didn't follow the F1 formulas and stuff like that, but there's some stuff going on over there, some controversies.
Yeah.
It seems like there's controversy everywhere.
Yeah, without a fight or something, somebody's mad about something, right? Yeah.
Yeah. I try to ignore a lot of that stuff, but we had a good weekend for racing. I went to New Egypt, Craig and I, and met my buddy John down there.
Uh-huh.
There was the three neighborhood guys. We all grew up together.
Yeah, I saw a picture with you and Craig. I said, what the heck are they remaking Lethal Weapon for? I said, what's Mel Gibson over there?
And John was Joe Pesci.
Yeah, there you go.
But, there was 50 years we've been friends, over 50 years.
You go to high school together?
We grew up in the same neighborhood.
Same neighborhood.
Yeah, I lived on one street. John lived right. If you went through my neighbor's yard across the street, you were in John's yard, and Craig lived down the street.
Oh.
So, we were all there. We used to walk past Craig's house to go hide in the woods.
Amazing how you're different. You went into the America's Mechanic, and Craig was in the video stuff, and you sort of combined forces and stayed friends, and also could be used to services. Yeah, interesting. He's very good at it.
We're doing a lot for each other, and I'm going tomorrow over to his studio. We're going to film another YouTube video for Need for Speed and America's Mechanic.
Yeah, I saw a couple of those where you were trying to just break down a few things there, and and it is. And you treat it as if, hey, it's FYI stuff rather than, you should know this stuff. You know what?
I hate the...
we know a little, but not enough to make it count.
I see so many guys on their, mechanics talking about breaking everything down to, this is how this goes. This bolt goes to this nut and this. And I'm like, no.
Yeah.
The person needs to know.
Talking down. It's not good.
Yeah. You don't need to tell them how to do it. Just tell them why they need to have it checked or whatever. What to look for in certain things.
There used to be the days where, I can just get right in there. But guess what? The technology and everything else, it's not on our pay grade anymore.
Right. Yeah, and I don't want to. I'll talk a little technology and what to look for, but I'm not going to sit there and tell you word for word, the definitions of every single thing, because it really is not going to mean anything. It means it to me, which I have to turn.
And that thing we'd forget it 2 minutes after you just said it.
Yeah.
So
I could talk about timing chain, camshaft actuators,
Yeah.
and you'll be like, okay.
Bueller.
Yeah, my car doesn't
Anybody?
work.
Bueller.
So, but we had it was a good run over.
Yeah.
There was a lot of racing at New
Yeah.
Egypt. It was a long night. I actually missed the
Good
the
crowd.
great-
Looked like a pretty
good crowd.
decent crowd.
Good crowd. Yeah, it was a night, beautiful weather. I mean,
Yeah.
absolutely beautiful weather. So we got a call.
You do. They feel the need for speed. Go ahead. You're on with Fred.
Okay, good morning. Mark Capel. How you doing, guys?
Hey, Mark. That's who was at New Egypt with us too.
That's the missing
He was
man.
just out of the picture.
We finally caught him. Yeah.
Yeah, I just want to say, Fred, it was a pleasure meeting you, seeing you in New Egypt with your two buddies there.
Okay.
And if you looked right down the row, I was there with two of my longtime friends.
Yep.
Jimmy, I'd known for 30 years, and John, I just figured out, known him for 68 years.
Wow.
And I sat with him down at East Windsor when we were teenagers.
Yeah, we have the same trajectory, just in a little bit different times.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Were they all from Ewing too?
No.
Okay.
John is from Lawrence Township.
Close enough.
And Jimmy was from the city of Trenton.
Okay, we're all close enough. We're all Trenton people.
Yeah, all close. Matter of fact, I didn't know John until I met him at the races when I was a kid.
Oh, nice.
I met him
Yeah.
there, and we stayed in touch over the years. But we're still, it was a good show at New Egypt. There's
Yeah.
a lot of, it's basically anybody's race down there. It seems to be so far.
Yeah, it was. There was a lot of racing going on, a lot of divisions running. It seemed, and the street stocks had a little bit of a rough time getting going, but
Yeah, well,
that happens.
That happens sometimes. But yeah, we were pretty lucky where we were sitting as far as the dust goes.
Yes.
It was not bad. So my friends and I were looking forward to another Saturday night coming up again, and I don't know whether you'll be able to make it or not. But if not, I'll check in with you later on after the show's over, let you know what happened.
Okay, yeah, this Saturday is a little tough for me because I got a couple of things going on, so I won't be able to make it anywhere this weekend. You went to Bridgeport Sunday, didn't you? Did I hear you say?
No, I
thought
didn't.
I thought you were going. My mistake. Okay.
Nope. So I'm looking at the schedules. This week I'm going back to New Egypt. Following week I'll be going to Bridgeport. They have that Wednesday night open cockpit show, the USAC
Right.
sprints. I don't believe I'm going to be able to make that one, but I'll be there for Saturday for sure. So I'll catch you along the way, and you take care, Jim. You too.
All right. Thanks, Mark.
All right. Thank you,
Take
Mark.
care now, guys. Bye.
No, it's good of him to get in touch with us here a little
Yeah,
bit.
yeah.
So-
Mark, he's a Ewing guy. He sits down a little farther from where I usually sit, but we end up talking a little bit. We didn't talk too much this week. Last time when my grandson was there, he was there entertaining my grandson for a
Oh,
little
is that
bit.
right? Okay.
So yeah, Mark, great guy, and John, I met a couple times now. Another great guy. Sits there with us. He's got the headset, so he knows what's going on in the cars. So, but yeah, it was a really nice modified feature race. The Grasso brothers came in, or I think they're brothers. There was Justin and Brandon came in 1-2. Or Brandon and Justin came in 1-2. Dominic Buffalino, great run. He had a good run going. He came in third. Ryan Godown got caught up in the first lap in a wreck. Came out. I said he's going to be mad. I don't know if he was mad, but he ended up fourth.
He lived his name.
Yeah.
Go down. He did. Yeah.
He's a great runner, and I've seen him coming from all the way back.
Yeah. All right. Joe's waving at us.
All right.
I think there's somebody there. We're on with Fred.
Who's
Go
here?
ahead. Oh, go ahead.
Hey, Fred and Jim, this is Earl Krause.
Hey, Earl.
Hey, Earl.
How's it going down at Wall?
Hey, very good. Had a very good show last Saturday night.
Mhm.
It was what we call family fun night. Discounted admission. The modifieds were off, but it was just a good show. Sportsman, the ATQMRA TQ midgets, the touring series, and our regular four-cylinder Fast Four division. Nice little show. It was actually everything was done by 9 o'clock in the evening, and if you've been to Wall Stadium, which you know you have, the midway area behind the grandstands, it was all set up with like carnival games. They had a bounce house and a lot of games for kids. So it was a good fun night. And I heard you mentioning it with Mark Yape. Always good to hear Mark as always. You guys were talking about how nice the weather was in Egypt, and of course not far away at the Jersey Shore. Just like the most perfect night, I think, the best Saturday night so far as far as the weather. So it was really good.
Yeah, it was really enjoyable being out there. You know, no matter where you're at, whichever track you were at around here. So it was great.
Exactly.
So you got 80s party going on this weekend, huh?
Ooh.
Yeah, kind of like an 80s theme night. So
Do you have to have a mullet to walk in there?
Big hair.
Aquanet.
Dress up like the 80s. So a lot of 80s music on the PA, so it'll be a lot of fun.
Yeah. What's going on there as far as the 80s party going? What cars, what classes are running down there this weekend?
All the regular divisions will be there. The exception being the sportsman division.
Okay.
Again, last Saturday with the modifieds being off, the sportsman division took priority. That was the big open wheel division.
Mm-hmm.
And so this week the sportsman will be off, but all of our regular divisions, the modifieds, factory stocks, legend cars, fast fours, and limited late models, they'll be back for the first time in a few weeks. So it'll be a nice show. And what we do here at Wall is on different Saturday nights, a different division has an autograph session. All the drivers meet the fans behind the grandstand. And this Saturday, the Fast Four division, they're going to be meeting the fans. They'll have an autograph table set up, and the drivers have hero cards. They can sign the track program. Good chance for the fans to meet the drivers in person, which is always neat.
Oh, great idea to have that and get the kids involved with the autographs and stuff. Because that's really what sucked me in when I was a kid, was meeting guys that would get their autographs. And I saw a kid in the New Egypt stands the other day walking around with a book, kind of like I had when I was little. And I was like, oh, that's so cool. I see he's still getting...
Can't tell the players without a program, right?
So,
exactly.
So it's a good idea, and get the kids involved, and so we can keep this thing going even after we're gone.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Hey, I want to mention, aside from local racing, one of the American racing icons, a legend, Parnelli Jones, passed away this week.
Oh, wow. We were just talking about him a couple weeks ago.
1963.
Yeah?
Yep.
Wow.
Yes.
Indy 500. Yep.
Yeah, 90 years old, and I had the honor of meeting him, perhaps I would say maybe 8 years ago, somewhere in that range, at the Motorsports Show, which is an annual event in Oaks, Pennsylvania.
Okay.
Actually put on by Area Auto Racing News. And Parnelli was a special guest at the show because he had just released a new book, which was kind of a neat title, I Am Parnelli Jones. Had to do with him being stopped years ago for speeding on the road, I believe. And, he said that police officer, I'm Parnelli Jones, But he was there as a special guest meeting the fans. And what a great guy.
Great guy. Big loss for the
truly an American racing legend.
Yeah. He won in like 1963, but it was the year where Jim Brown was in the news, and Johnny Unitas was in the news, and Mickey Mantle and Sandy Koufax. Parnelli Jones won the Indy in the year, back in the Kennedy Camelot era.
Exactly.
So he's been around. Big loss for the racing community.
So. Around a long time.
One of the neat things, Parnelli Jones was a winner at Wall Stadium in 1963. After he won the Indy 500, the USAC Midgets had a series of races, of course, as they do now. And one of the races was at Wall Stadium that summer, and Parnelli Jones came in and took a win in a midget at Wall Stadium.
I think I remember him running the USAC midgets, seeing it on TV. It was probably at Wall when I was a kid.
Midgets and sprint cars, absolutely. He also raced in the NASCAR Cup Series as well.
Yeah, that I don't remember. But, when you race them all, he was the Kyle Larson of the era.
Yeah.
Exactly, yes. He was on that same, level as A.J. Foyt, Mario Andretti, Al Unser. And matter of fact, Al Unser drove for Parnelli Jones, and Parnelli became a Indy 500 car owner. So
I remember that too. That was a good time for that. So, but cool. So again, I'll get down there one of these weekends. This weekend I'm a little tied up. I have the Relay for Life and some family things to deal with over the weekend, so I'm not going to be able to get out. But I am destined to head to Wall Township one of these weekends,
great.
And I will look you up for sure, Earl.
I heard you mentioning earlier on your automotive show about you're involved with Relay for Life. That's great. That's great. You're involved in that, and sounds like you've put a lot of time and effort over the years in for a very worthy cause. So that's great.
Yes, well, thank you for that. And it's actually, I wouldn't say my pleasure, but it was my honor to do this stuff for.
But it's grown in size and commitment throughout the years, and the organization too. I mean, it takes a lot of work to organize it, get it right, and they do it right.
Yeah, we collect, and a lot of that money that we collected over the years stays right here in this area, and it's to help the patients, and some research too, but mostly to deal with patients, how they can get to their rides, to their doctors, or if they need anything. There's just so many things that goes on within the ACS.
Outstanding.
So
thanks for your service with that. That's good. You've helped a lot of people.
Well, thank you, Earl. Thank you for that.
It's a team effort, it's just like a race team, to do an event like that. So.
Oh yeah, yep. So, but all right, well, cool. We will keep in touch, and we'll have a good '80s party.
That's good. Thank you.
You got your mullet going.
That's right. He's Earl the Pearl now. Back again.
Earl the Pearl Monroe. Speaking of the
right.
'80s.
You bet.
There you go.
All right, Earl.
Thank you.
All right, Fred, Jim, thank
Bye-bye.
you. Keep up the great work.
All right, thank you.
Yeah, Earl Anthony, great bowler. Other than that,
I
don't know too many people named Earl.
Well, his name is Earl.
The last name is Earl.
No, it's Earl Krause.
Earl Krause.
Wall Stadium. Go check him out.
That sounds like a racer, Earl Krause.
He was.
Yeah. Sounds like, but he has been
involved with racing his whole life.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, that's the way it goes. Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of fun going on, with all the racing and stuff.
No question about that. Yeah.
In the area, and these guys are really committed. Like Mark and.
Another one. Oh, wow.
Okay, and probably the person that's on the line here now.
All right, and
you're up.
Yeah, there you go. On with Fred. Go ahead.
Jim and Fred, good morning, fellas.
There you go.
Hey, guys.
Hey, Nick Leach, Nitro Nick Leach.
Nitro Nick, that's a good one. I like that one.
Yeah, that would be me. I get to follow the legend Earl Krause.
What's happening, Nick?
Nothing, same old stuff. As we speak, my wife's car is getting worked on at Fletcher's garage, and I sent some special gifts for you there, Fred.
Yeah, I didn't get into. She said they're in the back of the car. I didn't get back there yet. So when I get back to the station, my station, I'll get them.
You got to take care of Mike first, Yardley, and then the schedule's clear.
No problem.
So what's going on at what went on at Maple Grove over the weekend? You were up there.
Well, they had the Night of Lights. It's kind of like a lantern deal. You get to write all kind of stuff on this lantern, then you get to light it. It goes up in the sky, kind of like sending messages to heaven. And really neat deal. If you go on their site, there's some videos of it. Mm-hmm. There's videos of it on my Facebook page. It's like one of the best nights they had there. They had it Saturday and Sunday. And, they had the Night of Lights, plus they had Test and Tune before that. Then Sunday they had Volkswagen Day. I didn't think there was that many Volkswagens around, but
Junebug.
Some of them around. Yeah, it was called VW Bug Day. So, and then this week they got a shootout going on. New Egypt has Jeep Night this week, I believe. So if you got a Jeep, you get a reduced admission. That's usually one of the big nights at New Egypt. I remember one night that we had so many Jeeps that we were out there for like 45 minutes for a parade lap for the Jeep.
Yeah, I was there for that. It was like, wow, where did all these Jeeps come from? And last week was pickup truck night. So everybody that had a pickup truck was out on the track.
Yeah, I usually stand out on the front stretch and try and get their name in their hometown. And the one night that we had all the Jeeps that night, they said, you got to cut it short, just do like the first 15 because you'll never get to the 250 that are here. And I'm like, oh, my God.
Yeah, I think there was probably 20, 25 trucks out there. David Malozar had a beautiful 83 Chevy four-wheel drive, and he took it around. And then there was also a 64 Chevy truck out there that was really cool, too. The rest of them were trucks.
Yeah, there's a lot of trucks out in that area when we used to have the mud hops there. Mm-hmm. You'd be surprised at how many people would show up for that on a Sunday. I used to announce them on a Sunday.
Yeah,
They have a big mud pit.
my cousin did the mud hops. He was actually New Jersey State champ back in the late '80s.
There you go.
Dick
That's very
Marcin.
popular.
Yeah. Yep.
Believe it or not, it's very popular, and the crowd is like a totally different crowd that you would get on a Saturday night. They just want to drink beer, listen to country and western, and watch big trucks go through the mud.
Well, yep. Yeah, that was my cousin Dickie. He was a big mud hop guy. He ran the Gunsmoke. He went through the mud pit down there in like, I don't know, 4 seconds or something, and it was like, whoa, New Jersey State record.
He probably had a mud skipper then, the one with the big mud tires on it. He probably skipped across the top of the mud. Yep.
Oh yeah, yep, that was him. So, but
I hear you.
yeah, always a lot of fun down there. You know, always something going on. I think Bridgeport's got big trucks this weekend, monster truck experience.
And then they have a sprint car show on Sunday.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, we lost Joe Kay last weekend, who was a 305 sprint car guy. They were supposed to have them at New Egypt. They canceled that show because they have a celebration of Joe's life on Saturday, but they are going to run at Bridgeport on Sunday. So we want to send our condolences to Joe Kay's family. Joe was a great guy. All you had to do was meet him. He was full of energy, a really good dude. Represented our sport very well.
Right. Yeah. I never met him, but I remember once you sent me a picture of his car, I was like, oh, I remember that. Yeah, he was a good runner too. He was.
Yeah, he was one of them personalities that, you know, you talk to him, he'd do anything for you. Whatever you wanted to do with the kids or the crowd, he was one of them guys. And that 305 group, the Mass, you know, that 305 group, they're all close. And I know he was real close with the Tanner family, and it's a hard hit. You know, he was involved in an ATV accident, and it's just a bad deal. You're out enjoying yourself. You drive a sprint car, which is dangerous already, and then you get taken out in an ATV accident.
I hear you, yeah. But yeah, well, hopefully they honor him, you know, and we'll move on from there, I guess. For lack of better words, I don't know what actually to say about it, but let's Maple Grove, you got not switch gears a little bit here. Maple Grove's got something coming up this weekend. The No Box 660 shootout.
Yes, that's what they got going on this weekend. I mean, every weekend they always got something going. I mean, Kyle's got a full schedule stuff. Some of it is NHRA stuff, some of it isn't. I mean, it's just the way that they got the schedule set up. Everything's full. Not like I'm a circle track guy. I'm getting into the drag racing stuff, but drag racing is like total opposite of what we do, Fred. I mean, like we talked about last week, you don't see the crowd because they're all on the pits. If the crowd from the pits went into the grandstands, you'd have a packed grandstand.
Yes.
It's like total opposite of what we do.
Yeah, I've seen there's a lot of action going. Junior dragsters, those kids run pretty good. Yeah.
I mean, they fill up every lane of the staging lanes when the junior dragsters come, and Kyle makes a big deal out of the junior dragsters. I mean, some of them cars are unreal. Of course, Kyle drove a junior dragster when he was little, so and his nephew, his godchild, has a junior dragster, Kenny the Third. So the junior dragsters are cool. If you ever get a chance to come back and they're there, you got to check them out. They're pretty cool.
Oh, I'll be up there. Just not this weekend.
Okay, no problem.
You're the man.
We're I'll give you a call off air. We're gonna have to get together about some other stuff we're working on too. So.
No problem. Whatever you need. And in the meantime, Jim, it's strictly business.
That's right. That's right. It's not personal.
All right. Be good.
All right, Nick.
Oh, then you get the Godfather references. He can't.
Did you hear him dumping stuff on the landfill?
Yes.
Backing his truck up?
Yeah. Risk your lives for strangers. Yeah, so there you go.
But yeah. So, I mean, there's a full slate of everything going on around here. Wall, Bridgeport, New Egypt.
You loaded today with
I came with
show
all
prep
the stuff.
today.
I did. I wanted to get as much information out and get everybody excited as best as we can.
Yeah, and This also, Fred, you always maybe look forward to a certain year and maybe some down years, and then pretty soon a couple of really good ones, and momentum carries to the next year and next year and keeps the interest going.
Yeah, I think that's what we're trying to do is
Introduce kind of thing.
Re-spark that flame, or
Right,
re-stoke
right,
that flame.
yeah.
And
That's good.
And so it does look like it was a good crowd down in New Egypt. I mean, I don't think it's just from us, but hopefully we have some.
Yeah, a few that decided to make a go.
Yeah, and just getting the notifications out there, the information out there, and then somebody may just go by one day. It's like, oh, I heard that on Need for Speed.
You never know.
They pick up an area auto racing news newspaper, and then all of a sudden they're like, I'm going to go check this place out.
Never know.
Yeah. So you never know how it's going to work, and that's what we're doing with the YouTube videos. And,
there's a pocket of fans that are not serviced, that's there you have it.
Yeah, I mean this area we have a few racers around here. I would like to, and I'm going to talk to Nick about this, and it's really just an idea right now, on maybe one of the off weeks or when we head towards an off season, an off season thing. Having a show at my shop of all the local race car drivers or whatever race car drivers want to come bring your cars. Just let the people get in looking at see what's up with these dirt track cars or sprint cars or late models, whatever they want to bring. Yeah. I could actually do it down at Fairless Hills Fire Company. I mean, they got a lot of space down there, so we can do a lot. So,
yeah, you can.
We want to bring the awareness of dirt track racing or racing in general. Back up to where we used to have when we were kids, because it's a lot of fun and it's a real family-friendly sport. Take your kids, take the grandkids.
Even as far back as Flemington, when I was a kid, remember that you could get there in half hour, just and back.
Yeah, it's funny because I was, we were at New Egypt, and I went into the pits, and Johnny Scarpati Jr., who we used to hang with, because our parents drove, our dads drove, and but me and Johnny used to hang out, and now Johnny's renting, and so we're still hanging out. I'm hanging out on his trailer with his car, talking with him and his wife.
Let's get back to the phones. You're on with Fred. Just a couple of minutes to go. You're on. Go.
Yeah, this is Paul Ledford from Florence, New Jersey.
Hi, Don.
I just want to give a quick shout-out to Nick Leach. His brother Johnny gave me a chance to hang out with the big dogs back in the day when Doug Hoffman drove the car. I don't know if Nick remembers me, but I'm from Florence, and I just want to say that. And also
the king of Route 130. The king of 130.
Yeah. DJ Rupert, former driver at the New Egypt Speedway, is a fueler on Roger Penske's Indy car.
Yeah, actually, I've heard that name. That's cool.
Yeah, it was in page 47 of the last week's racing paper.
Okay.
You guys do a great show, and I'll be listening.
Oh, well, thank you so much. And thanks for the call.
Yeah, that's right. Thank you.
And I'm sure Nick heard you. So
we got somebody on the other side of the river.
Yeah,
that's good. All right now.
Thank you.
All right.
Thank you. Yeah, Florence up on 130 out there, Burlington Country.
Yeah, Burlington County.
You got it. So.
But there's a.
Need for speed.
Did we go too fast?
Need for speed.
We went too fast.
We went over the limit.
We're going to get a ticket. The cops are here.
All right, I'll cover for you. I know a lawyer.
Well, that's a new one, huh?
I know a lawyer. As we wrap it up, we're having too much fun.
Oh, yeah.
We are. We got the tips working today. We've got the Need for Speed, the upcoming weeks, and the schedule look pretty favorable, Fred?
Yeah. Yeah, we're still busy as heck over there at Fletcher's. But yeah, like I said, this weekend I'm tied up, so I'm not going to be able to get out.
Relay for life.
Relay for life. I family issue, funeral to go to, and then Sunday I'll be just working around the house because I got that new patio, so I got to clean that all.
Got everything going.
So and hopefully, we can get some weekends free here, and the weather stays nice. Yeah, that's the other thing. With the weather being nice, I can work on my yard. Yeah. Which has been lacking. So.
Call for any.
Yeah. It's been raining every Saturday, so I can't race. I can't work on the yard. What am I going to do?
Farm it out.
So I end up watching The Godfather.
Oh, man.
So.
Good man.
But So.
You tell me, ain't no band leader.
Yeah, maybe not. I'm going to keep an eye on the schedule. I really do want to hit Wall Stadium and take my grandson down there and we'll have a blast down there and see what's going on.
Hey, it's Hour of Power. That's right. We talked the car stuff with Fred, America's Mechanic, and then the Need for Speed.
And thank you everybody that called in, Nick, Mark, Paul.
And
everybody.
Mike.
And Mike.
You found him.
Definitely Mike.
And you found him.
So I'm going to bring the flyer in. We'll be talking about the Yardley show at the Legion down there.
That's a classic. That's a classic.
I love it.
Huh?
Next time you head down the shore, make Keenan's Irish Pub your favorite spot. Located in the heart of North Wildwood, Keenan's Irish Pub is 25,000 square feet of wall-to-wall fun. There's live entertainment 7 days a week and an extensive